Good morning, third graders. Miss Dudek here. Today, during science, it will be our last day learning about plant growth and development. What kind of plants, you ask? Only the infamous meat-eating plant. What are meat-eating plants, you ask? Meat-eating plants are also called carnivorous plants. And no, they're not going around and eating deer or other animals per se. However, they use the sneakiest of tricks to trap their insect dinners or lunches. Take bladderworts, for example. They appear so small and delicate, growing in a quiet pond. But these are the fastest known killers of the plant kingdom, able to suck in unsuspecting mosquito larvae in 1/50th of a second using a trapdoor. Carnivorous plants grow in places with soil that doesn't offer much food value. You and I could take a vitamin to supplement if we're not getting enough food value. Unfortunately, plants can't do that. But these amazing plants have had to evolve over thousands of years, developing insect traps to get their nutritional needs met. Plants' specific needs are light, water, nutrients, sunlight, and space in order to survive and reproduce. So almost all plants need those 5 things to survive. Sundews and butterworts are 2 types of meat-eating plants that have found different ways to grab a bite. Sundews and butterworts snag snacks with flypaper-like stickiness, while other meat-eating plants like the Venus flytrap snap shut on its victims. Take a quick look at the sundew in action. Now, it's your turn. Enjoy the video called Darwin's Darlings Meat-Eating Plants. Watch that as many times as you would like. When you finish, read the passage Meat-Eating Plants by Samuel Ginn. There are 4 pages to this passage. Again, just like a scientist, feel free to take notes along the way. When you're finished reading, hop back onto Google Classroom to complete your Google Form quiz of the passage. Enjoy!
Charles Darwin studied thousands of plants and animals from all over the world throughout his career. But it was a plant he encountered in his native England in 1860 that inspired him to write, "I care more about Drosera than the origin of all the species in the world." Any guesses as to what plant that might be? Darwin's fascination with Drosera, a kind of plant known as a sundew, stemmed from its ability to capture and digest insects. He categorized it, and other plants like it, as insectivorous plants. We know them today as carnivorous plants because, well, they're not that picky. Several species of the plants have been known to trap and digest frogs and even small mammals. You've probably heard of the Venus flytrap, but did you know that it's just one of more than 600 known carnivorous plant species, with more discovered every year? Scientists generally look for 2 things when defining a carnivorous plant. It has to be able to absorb nutrients from a dead animal, and it must have some adaptation that it uses to attract, capture, kill, and digest its prey. But where do these adaptations come from? And why would a plant need to eat meat when it gets its energy from the sun for free? Well, while most plants get their nitrogen and nutrients from soil through their roots, carnivorous plants are typically found in swampy environments like bogs, where water is constantly washing those nutrients away. So they get their nitrogen from animal tissue, absorbed through glands in their specially modified leaves. How exactly they do this varies widely among hundreds of species in at least 9 plant families. There are pitcher plants, for example, which lure their prey with sweet nectar into leaves that resemble a long tube. Insects fall from the slippery rim of the pitcher into what's known as a pitfall trap. This is filled with a mix of rainwater, digestive enzymes, and the leftovers of previous prey. Not exactly a fun way to die. Then there are bladderworts, which with over 200 species make up the largest group of carnivorous plants. They use bladder-shaped leaves lined with trigger hairs and topped with a sort of trap door. When an insect touches one of the hairs, the door opens and sucks in the victim. Within 15 minutes, the prey is digested. Quite efficient. Species of the sundews described by Darwin act much like a spiderweb, luring and catching insects with sticky drops disguised as nectar. But those drops contain a thick, mucus-like substance that traps the prey on the leaf's sticky tentacles. And the Venus flytrap is well known for a good reason. Its eponymous trap activates when an insect walks across the leaf and applies pressure to its trigger hairs. But it doesn't initially close all the way. Scientists believe that this is the plant's way of letting smaller bugs escape, so it doesn't waste time digesting a low-nutrient meal. Instead, it closes a second time soon after, using enzymes similar to those in our stomachs to slowly digest its prey. Unlike other carnivorous plants, the Venus flytrap can take up to 10 days to finish its meal. For more than 150 years, carnivorous plants in their astounding diversity have fascinated and perplexed botanists. And until the late 1980s, many scientists thought they all shared a common ancestor. But studies in the last 25 years have shown that carnivory, as it's called, evolved independently at least 6 times within 5 orders of plants. Carnivorous plants are a pretty wonderful example of convergent evolution in which unrelated organisms develop similar traits in response to their environment. In this case, nutrient-poor swamps and bogs all around the world. Thanks for watching this episode of SciShow, brought to you in part by Audible, which is giving away a free audiobook to SciShow viewers. Head on over to audiblepodcast.com/SciShow where you can download Charles Darwin's On the Origin of Species or practically any other book you could want and listen to it for free. That's audiblepodcast.com/SciShow. And remember, if you have any questions or comments, you can find us on Facebook and Twitter or in the comments below. And if you want to keep getting smarter with us, go to youtube.com/SciShow and subscribe.
I hope you enjoyed science today. Now it's time for you to go back to your Google Classroom and complete your short responses on your Google Form quiz. Have a great rest of your day.